What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, we are going to be talking about an extremely important topic. I got a comment on my YouTube video that I posted yesterday, and some God says, would you give us a roadmap to become masculine men? I'm someone who just turned 24 recently. Well, ultimately, that is exactly what the entire point of this channel is. I want to be able to give you guys a roadmap and explain to you my opinions on certain subjects about where society is heading and the current state of masculinity and what we need to be doing in order to fix it and make improvements, what we can be doing as young men, okay? So first of all, what I really want to highlight is that ultimately, it's gonna be the title of this video. This is a war for the souls of men, all right? The modern man is incredibly weak. He is not driven. He is depressed. He is clueless about what his purpose is in life. He is fat and or out of shape. He's addicted to vices such as sex, porn, food, video games, smoking weed, drinking alcohol. He worships women. He puts women up on a pedestal instead of treating them like other human beings. He worships the ground that they walk on. He treats them like some sort of magical, mysterious creature that is 100% necessary to satisfy his sexual desire. He worships comfort. He has no idea ultimately how to work hard, and he has no idea that working hard is actually a reason why he is so depressed, a reason why he has no drive. He doesn't understand that it is a part of his nature to work hard, and he ultimately wastes his money on useless things: gambling, sports betting, drinking, traveling, all things that ultimately do not contribute to becoming a better man. All right? And now the main thing that I really want to get across in this video is that a lot of people will hear me when I say this and they say, Brandon, it's not that big of a deal. They're like, it's not that big of a deal. Meanwhile, we are becoming weaker as men by the day, and people think, oh, it's not that big of an issue, you know? It's not that big of an issue that men are becoming more emotional, that men are becoming more feminized. Like, you just relax, okay? Society's just headed in this direction. My goal is to stop it in its tracks and start walking it backwards, back to where things used to be, which was in a better situation. And I ultimately want to be in a better situation than where we used to be. All right? And what I have written down here today is going to help you out a lot with that. All right? So what I have is what you ultimately need to understand. Number one, you need to understand that this problem is incredibly serious. Like, this isn't a matter that I take lightly. That's why I call it the war for the souls of men. At the end of the day, I see it as a war, and I don't see it just as something that's going to help benefit our nation or us as men, but I ultimately see it as like our eternity depends on our ability to get our shit in check. Like, it's a battle for the souls of men. These things that have been completely normalized by society aren't just affecting this life. They are affecting your ability to get into the next one, into an eternal life with your Creator. It is dragging men down. It is throwing men off course. I see it as a battle for the souls of men. That is how important it is in my mind, all right? Weak men ultimately lead to the downfall of a society. I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but hard times create strong men create good times, and then good times create weak men, and weak men bring about bad times. And that cycle continues throughout all of history. And weak men are ultimately the downfall of every single society. And as an American man, I ultimately can't sit back and watch this happen. It breaks my heart. And that's ultimately the purpose of these videos. It's why I brought up the comment at the very beginning of this video, is ultimately to allow men to see through the fog, to wade through the muck, and understand that just because you are being told something by society or by your girlfriend or even by your pastor, like churches have been incredibly feminized. They have fallen off course. They have become woke. I need you to understand that just because we are going in this direction, in the progressive direction, does not mean we are headed in the right direction, okay? This ultimately, I see it as a war. It's very, very complex. There's a lot of strategy involved, and there's a lot of souls involved as well. So number 2, a strong man is born. What you need to understand, number 2. Number 2, the strong man is born, he is not built. I need you guys to understand this because at the end of the day, it is the victim mentality that is plaguing so many men and putting them into a situation where they feel incredibly emasculated and weak. But I need you to understand, number 2, the strong man is born. Number 2, the strong man is not born, he is built. Okay, I want you guys to understand that. Somebody commented on one of my last YouTube videos, "You're an amazing speaker. Where did you learn to speak like that? Also, you should make a video on it. I'm trying to become a better speaker." And I responded to this man. I said, I have 900 YouTube videos. I have 2,000 posts on Instagram and over 4,000 TikTok videos over the past 7 years of posting on social media. I've gotten better as time has gone on. You see, a lot of people will jump onto my YouTube channel. They'll jump onto my Instagram. They'll see my physique and they'll think, oh, he was just born with great genetics. He just has great genetics. I can't look like him. I can't look like that because I wasn't born with the good of muscle insertions as him. I wasn't born with the propensity to put on as much muscle as him. And even though you may not have my exact same muscle building genetics, in fact, there's no chance that you do because we're all so incredibly different, it's the fact that most people have decided to focus on the genetic aspect of their physiques instead of focusing on how much work I've put in over the past 8 years of natural bodybuilding that has gotten me to where I am. People instead want to look at the genetics and just say, oh, he had great parents. Great genetics for building muscle. No wonder he looks good. I can't look like that. In the same way, people want to look at how I talk. And they want to say, oh, you were just born charismatic. You were just born to make these YouTube videos. You were born to lead men. People say that all the time to me now. And they have no idea what my first fucking YouTube video looked like. My first YouTube video 7 years ago, I was using a camcorder and I set it up inside of my room and I hit the recording button and I sat there for 30 minutes and I couldn't even talk to the camera because I was so nervous. My throat was dry, my mouth was dry. The words just wouldn't even come out of my mouth when I first started. That's how bad I was. I was at ground level zero. No charisma, no humor, no idea how to speak publicly. And yet I've gotten better at it over the past 7 years. Over the past 8 years, I've built my physique. A strong man is not born, he is built. Based off of where you are right now. Your propensity to become better at absolutely everything as a man is incredible. You have so much potential, and you will refuse to realize that if you continue telling yourself, oh yeah, that person was born that way. I wasn't born for that. I want you to understand that adversity needs to be praised and pursued in our groups of men. Doing hard things. I competed in 5 bodybuilding shows. Do you know how hard it is to compete in a bodybuilding show? It's incredibly difficult. You have to diet down to 5% body fat. Over months and months and months, you have to train every single day, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's incredibly hard. We need to start praising and pursuing adversity and understand that that's ultimately what's making us strong, is getting reps in, doing more. And ultimately, it's up to you to build your character. And some people will see this and they'll think, oh my gosh, that's a massive burden. You know, the fact that I have to go through all of this adversity in order to build myself up to become the man that I want to be. Yeah, it is a burden. It's hard. But it's also fun, man. It's fun. You have testosterone. Testosterone is the hormone of hard work. And I'm a natural bodybuilder. I don't take exogenous testosterone. I get asked in the comment section all the time, Brandon, do you take steroids? Because I have a singular bicep vein popping out of my arm. No, I don't take steroids. It's natural testosterone. It's produced by my gonads. All of this is 100% natural. But testosterone is the hormone of hard work. It's what makes the hard work feel good. It's what should be drawing us to adversity. You have no reason to go on steroids. You have perfectly good gonads yourself. You are ultimately drawn to hard work as a man. Number 3, your physical fitness and nutrition. We've already touched on this. Nutritional restriction. It's more important than ever in today's society to watch what you eat, to make sure that you are in incredible physical fitness and health. All right? Right now, if you could see how much better people will treat you once you develop a better physique, it's mind-blowing. Once they see your hard work portrayed on your body when they meet you for the first time, they treat you completely differently. Your opportunities expand. You become so much more attractive of a human. People sit there all day and say, oh, girls don't want to talk to me because I'm unattractive. I was born unattractive. They don't understand that I was not attractive at all when I was in high school. At all, I had a face full of acne. I was on Accutane. My lips were dry. My nose was too big for my face. My hair was awful. I was pasty. I had all of these things that would be ultimately label me as an ugly person, overweight, not disciplined. But at the end of the day, you can change these things. You have so much potential and you need to be working towards it. All right? Number 4, I want you to understand the survivor effect, okay? Now, there's a video on YouTube done by Dr. Orion Taraban. He has the Psych Hacks YouTube channel. I want you to guys to go check this video out. It's called The Rise of the Beta, okay? And there's a TV show called Survivor, okay? And I've actually seen this season before that he references inside of this video. But pretty much what happens in this, this reality TV show where pretty much you're trying to get down to the last person standing is that they were separated this season into males and females. And pretty much when the season started off, the women were in absolute disarray. Like their camp was a mess. They couldn't do anything properly. They couldn't get food. They couldn't put up shelter because they're weak physically. And they're just absolutely in mayhem. All right. And then over in the man camp side of things, everything is going super smoothly. A hierarchy has naturally started to develop between the men. They have certain leaders, and then they have certain people who are doing certain things. They're putting up shelters. They're starting fires. They're catching food. They're doing all the stuff that they need to do in order to survive. And they're winning all of the different, competitions. They're destroying the females. The females have absolutely no chance. But what happens is as time goes on, and this is something that is an exact replication of what's going on in our society today, is that the women over time started appealing to the weaker men. They started to ultimately convince the weaker men to partner with them to overthrow the leaders in the man camp, what you would refer to as the alpha males. This exact same thing is happening in our society today. And then what happened was the women and the weak men proceeded to vote out every single strong man off of the show. And then it left the weak men and the women together. And then what do you think happened then? All the weak men slowly voted off the weak men. And these weak men, they fell for number one, the women saying, hey, like, you're going to be the first one to go as soon as we're gone, so you should help us out. But they also used their feminine essence, their feminine draw to hint, hey, we could have a relationship in the future, maybe we were just meant to be together. They manipulate the men using their sexual attractiveness, using their femininity to ultimately convince weak men to go with them. And what happens afterwards? Well, I'll spoil it for you. The camp completely stops growing. It stops going anywhere. The society falls apart. When the alpha men, when the leaders leave, society stops moving forward. But the women were convinced that if they could just, control these beta men, that things would be able to continue to move along smoothly. But what they don't understand is that even the weaker men need strong men to look up to. And the weak men, when they fall for the trap that is the female enticing them, they ultimately are deceived. And they're deceived incredibly easily. And that's why men have become so feminized, is because they're being encouraged every single day to worship women, to put women on a pedestal, to see them as 100% necessary for satisfying their sexual desire, which they look at as a necessity. Okay? So hopefully you guys understand that this is the direction that we are headed in. People are starting to alienate strong men and leaders and say, oh, you're so extreme. You're so extreme. You're terrible. You're so mean to people. You need to be more nice. You shouldn't be truthful. You shouldn't tell people how you actually feel. You shouldn't tell people what's actually true. You need to appeal to their feelings. You're being manipulated. And what they're also doing on top of manipulating you is they're giving you terrible role models. Look at the role models out there today. What I personally take a look at is the streaming community. Look at all of these stupid, degenerate male streamers that do absolutely nothing to add value to people's lives. They just run around looking like idiots. And then we're given these people are promoted to us, and we're told, oh yeah, these are celebrities. These are like the successful males in society. And they're just losers. And they're controlled by their own desires, and they're controlled by women. Number 5, watch what you watch. Watch what kind of content you consume. Hollywood and society is obsessed with trying to dumb down men and feminize them. And if you don't think this is true, you are blind. Open your eyes to every single TV show. There's a show out there called Yellowstone, one of the biggest TV shows in the world right now, all right? It's filmed in Montana, which is the city that I am from, the state that I am from. And there's this guy inside of the TV show. His name is Rip. All right, and he's a cowboy, and he's a man's man, all right? They're out here in Montana, they're living the cowboy lifestyle, all right? Rip is somebody who gets into bar fights. He runs the ranch. He does practically everything that a man's man would do. And yet, he ultimately is in a relationship with Beth, who is this absolute catastrophe of a woman, an emotional roller coaster, erratic, driven by her desires, by anger, by trauma, all of these things. And yet in that TV show, so many women look at Beth and say, oh, I just need the Rip to my Beth. I just need a man that is going to submit to me, to worship me, even when I'm so erratic, even when I'm cheating on him with other guys, even when I am being an absolute emotional roller coaster, he's going to stick with me through all of my terrible behavior. Because what the TV show is trying to get across is that you can be masculine, and you can be a man's man, and you can be a leader of men, but then you can still go home and submit to an erratic, emotional woman. And yet that is simply not the case at all. That is lies that you are being told. Do not buy into this idea. You as a man cannot submit to an erratic, emotional woman. You shouldn't be walking around like a dog with a collar around his neck, getting walked by your wife or girlfriend. Number 6, the unbreakable man is ultimately the template that I offer to you. All right? The unbreakable man is a man who submits to God, not to a woman, not to vices. He is ultimately a leader, because if you are a man, you are called to be a leader. He is a hard worker, somebody that understands part of his purpose in life is to till the earth, to subdue it, to work hard. Number 1, he masters his body, not only when it comes to physical fitness and nutrition, but also the desires of the flesh. He ultimately is viewed as extreme by society and by women. He's viewed as extreme because today we've been so feminized that any hint of masculinity is like, ugh, toxic masculinity. That's extreme. That's gross. Even just basic Christian fundamental values are demonized in today's society. Number 7, Christian nationalism and muscular Christianity. These are two of the things that I ultimately live by, and I can even read to you exactly what Christian nationalism entails. So Christian nationalism is having a national identity tied to Christianity. So belief that a nation was founded on Christian principles and should remain rooted in them. And we're talking about the United States specifically. You might live somewhere else. This may still apply to you, and hopefully you can get something out of this. Number 2, a government should promote Christianity. It should support it when it comes to the laws, the policies, and ultimately the leaders should reflect and enforce Christian morals and virtues. Muscular Christianity ultimately promotes that you stay in the best shape possible, that you push yourself physically to the limit because you understand that your body is a temple for the Holy Spirit. Your body is a gift to you from God, and it is up to you to take care of it, to utilize it, to work hard. And the best way that you can work hard is when you are in the best. And you can work hard best when you are in tremendous physical shape. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a thumbs up down in the comment section if you were actually able to watch this video all the way till the end. And that tells me that you don't have the attention span of a goldfish. Make sure to keep the comments coming, guys. I really appreciate the love on the past couple YouTube videos. People have been commenting a lot, and I'm pretty much reading through all of the comments. So make sure that you guys are active down there. Drop a like on the video, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.